I'm Willie Marshall Jackson, and I'm one of Dr. Payne's former students, and she was also my basketball coach. What did she do for sports at Morgan? She was the one who started the girls' basketball team. She started the girls' tennis team. She was in charge of the band front and started that. And she was constantly pushing to make sure that females were well represented. And I can tell you about how she tricked the coaches when they were laying the cornerstone for the gymnasium. All the male coaches thought that the captain of the football team would be the speaker at the ceremony, but she went into the meeting, I understand, and said, I recommend that the student with the highest GPA be the student that is the student speaker. And all of the coaches thought it was the football captain, so they all agreed. And when they agreed, she said, oh, that'll be Marcia, because she had done her homework and she had checked the averages. And so, without my knowledge or consent, I became the speaker. These were the kinds of things that she was constantly doing to push females out and to make sure that we were recognized with the same equality as the male athletes. And she did that, and I checked later when I came back after I graduated. She continued to do that at a great sacrifice to herself to make sure that the females at Morgan received equal treatment.
I'm Elaine Blockwell, and I was on the first basketball team, which was 1947, became the captain 1948-49. Not only did she bring to the women's physical education department in 1947, when she came, she also started the first basketball team. And this lady inspired these young ladies. She followed Willie all the way through the civil rights and the, I call it gender rights. She was 25 years ahead of her time.
Hi, my name is Ruth Travis, and I graduated from Morgan in 1968. And some of my precious memories of Dr. Payne are, one, after every basketball practice, after every game, she took me home, always took me home. And I was the one who was her student secretary. I used to put the grades in the book for her, and she was simply dear-hearted. I'm sorry that I didn't recognize when I was a student here at Morgan how much she fought for women to be a part of the athletic society. And so when I became a coach is when I realized that Dr. Payne was fighting for women's rights in athletics way back in the 60s. And I went on to become a high school and college coach myself. So I have to give her credit for instilling in me that desire to make sure that women in athletics always had a seat at the table. And so it is my honor today to give tribute to a woman who back in the 60s was fighting for women's rights in sports. I am who I am today because of Dr. Effietee Payne. Thank you.
My name is Renee Quarles Tuck, and I came to Morgan here in '67. And Dr. Payne was my coach for all the sports that I played just about, and that was basketball, speed hockey, softball. She was a personal coach, but she talked to us individually. She was concerned about our welfare.
Okay, my name is Phyllis Wainwright Berger. I came to Morgan on the second semester. That was February 2000, 1970 and graduated in June '74. But Dr. Payne taught me a lot, and I learned to appreciate her a lot because she really was for the black women here at Morgan. She was very, very caring. She made sure we got our work done. She made sure we had our studies done. But she had so many positive values for us. Very positive values for the black woman. I learned to appreciate her a whole lot. And plus, I was very, I would say, just so respectful to her. Also to see her credentials, what she had. She used to show me her credentials from what schools she used to go to, and what she did at these different universities, and had my mouth hanging open because this was such a brilliant and a wonderful coach lady. And some of us parent away from home because a lot of them were out of town, that we could look up to her. She was a sweetheart, yes she was.
I'm Miriam. I was then Miriam Boyd. I'm now Miriam Lewis. I came to Morgan in 1969 and was glad to join the women's basketball team. It seemed to be the only thing they had at Morgan at the time for women. My fondest memory of Dr. Payne was really my sophomore year. And she would tell me, Moochie, because my nickname is Moochie. Moochie, what you need to do when you're driving for a lap is stop and let the opponent fly by, give him a fake, and then shoot the shot. So I said, Dr. Payne, would it be better if I just went up and maybe I have a better chance of making the basket? And if I get fouled, she said, you know what, you're a sophomore now, I can't tell you anything. So I said, from now on, I'm going to listen to Dr. Payne. I'm not going to challenge her.
Hello, my name is Faye Harris Law, and I'm a graduate from Morgan in 1969. And one thing I definitely remember about Dr. Payne is that she was always a lady, and she made sure that we were always acting like ladies.
Okay, my name is Lillian Bell, and I came to Morgan in '66. I graduated in '69. I did have Dr. Payne for archery and riflery, and I also had her for field hockey. Like Faye said, she was very,
She was such a lady.
she was such a lady, but I mean, not only that, she was really a strong personality. And we just had fun. In spite of her being a strong personality, we really enjoyed her classes.
My name is Mary Eugene. I met Dr. Payne in 1962. I'm a graduate of 1967. It's been a pleasure to have known her. I wish we could have, many years ago, someone could have thought about it. They were telling everybody else about what all women have done, but they didn't say anything about what we have done, what Dr. Payne had done. So it is our pleasure today to be here, to recognize a lady who worked so hard and so untiring for women, fighting for us. Even when we were put out to jail, she was still fighting for us. It's a pleasure to be a part of them, knowing her all these years. She's gone. Her labor's not in vain. I like that about her because it's living on. All right, thank you.
My name is Margaret Smith. I was Peggy Wade. Everybody knew me as Peggy Wade then. Dr. Payne took one look at me and said, "You're a guard." And that was it. Played guard my whole 4 years here, but basketball was a lot different than for women. It was.
Dr. Payne tried to help everybody. Everybody didn't understand her, but her goal was to make young ladies out of us. And she did this many different ways. We had a banquet each year. She was a fighter for the use of the gym. And when I started teaching, I had the same problem, and we're having the same problem there. So really, in essence, many things have changed, and there are many things that remain the same. But she taught me to fight for right.
That's what I tried to do, and take someone else along the way. What I liked most about Dr. Payne was she was a doctor. One of the first women doctors that I had met. And I, as a child, wanted to become a medical doctor. And so I saw her and I looked up to her. I was alone from Durham, North Carolina, and she just took me under her wing, and I looked upon her as my mother here. After I finished playing tennis, I went and played professional tennis after I left Morgan. And after I finished playing tennis, I came through Morgan, and there was Dr. Payne in 1973. And she said, Bonnie, why don't you go to University of Northern Iowa to get your doctorate? And I did. I went. I just loved the way she encouraged me to do that at that time. And I'm just so thrilled today that she was in my life. And I'm just overwhelmed. Thank you.
My name is Stephanie Foxworth Harrell. I was Stephanie Foxworth when I came to campus. I came in 1974 through 76. Our group was the last group that played with Dr. Payne. Dr. Payne was, to us, that we didn't know about. She fought for us behind the scenes because of the inequality that existed between what the men received as opposed to what the lady basketball players received. We had some hand-me-downs and some uniforms that just wasn't up to par with other colleges that we had played for, but she fought for us. I would like to see somewhere, her gym, in this gym, something has to be up, not only for Dr. Payne, which should be Dr. Payne a long time ago, but for all members who played under Dr. Payne.
You know, I was the beginning.
She's the beginning, and I'm the end. She's the beginning.
She was on the last team.
I was on the last team. Yeah, she was the beginning, and I was the end.
She mentored me, she prepared me, and then she pushed me out with some challenges. For instance, she sent me back home and told me in 2 years we will be there to play King's College in basketball, and will you be our home official? And the first thing I said to her is there are no Negroes officiating women's basketball in Delaware. And she just looked at me and she said, we'll be there in 2 years. And I think pushing myself, and probably was always in the back of my mind, I had reached, not only broken the barrier here, but also had obtained a national ranking. I had really forgotten about it until one night the telephone rang and she said, this is Dr. Payne. She said, would you be our home official? And I said, yes. There was just the slightest pause. And she went right on. She didn't bother to say, how did you do it? Congratulations. Nothing. So I thought, no, this is the second time this lady has done this, because when I took the Baltimore City exam, I ranked first in PE. And I came back all delighted and told her, and she didn't even look up. And I repeated it. She looked up and said, you were supposed to, and kept right on. And I thought, there's something wrong with this lady. But she didn't say anything. But a friend of mine would always go to the PE national conventions, and he would come back and say, this lady asked what you were doing. And I have been fortunate in always having mentors. And the state chairman of girls and women's sports, of health, recreation, took me under his wing. And I was on 9 different committees. And he came to me and said, I'm recommending you to the governor to be state chairman of girls and women's sports. And I said, whoa, I don't think so. And he said, I'm recommending you. Well, the appointment came through. I didn't think anything of it. For me, it was just more work. But at that convention, a friend came back. He said, you know that lady that always asks about you? And I said, yes. And he said, I told her you've just been appointed state chairman of girls and women's sports. He said, she just started jumping up and down right there at the convention. And I had not realized the impact at the time. I did not know that I was the only African American who had ever been appointed a state chairman of girls and women's sports. None of that. And I think if she had made a big fuss over me when I first went to her and said I ranked first in PE on the Baltimore City exam, it would not have pushed me, and it has shaped my philosophy in life, because whatever you do, there's always another mountain to climb, and that's what she taught me. At Morgan, she had a very, very important impact on women's sports.